Right, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Stellaris as the Mitron Empire, as we quickly get things going underway. So, last time we left off, we did our initial start things, you know, we surveyed some systems, we I started, I don't know what I'm trying to say now. We just did our opening moves, basically. We seem to have occupied these regions up here. I believe we're going to this one next. And going round this way. Trying to enclose ourselves as much as possible, just so we can secure our core systems. We have spread into a nebula here, I just say that, the Tayanuk system sector nebula, that's the one. Got our science ship here just surveying the system. Nice. Now I'm going to ignore that for a while, as I always intend to do. I try and roleplay a little with certain aspects of this game, and that is one of them. Was that a good idea? Where do you connect to? That's a dead end, so I shouldn't have really done that. I'm going to try and keep all dead ends, so let's redo this again. Survey there. Survey here, if you will. Continue on down here. Survey here.
Construction complete.
Question is,
recon pass completed.
Do these two leads? They do lead. Looks like they do lead to the same system. So we'll survey that. Survey there. Doesn't look like them to connect directly, so we'll survey this one. And then back up here by the looks of it to survey you. What about this one? Have I gone too far? Like I have. Actually, it looks to me like we survey this one here, we survey this one here, and this one is separate. So this one is separate from these. This is a choke node, choke system, so anything coming from this direction has to go through there. I think it seems what it looks like anyways. Here again, this looks like a bit of a choke point. I don't know if this goes anywhere. It doesn't look like it, but we know this goes back into our system, so looks about right. We'll leave it at that for now anyway, and we've got another system to occupy, so we shall add that to our list of things for our construction ship to do. In fact, we can actually occupy this one as well, so I'll add that also to the list of things to do. Doing fairly well on our resources, but apart from our trying to think the name of it, alloys, they don't seem to be doing too well, but we'll sort that out eventually. Just a quick heads up as well, I have had 0 sleep for just over 24-hour period now. It's not that I haven't tried to sleep, it's just I couldn't fall asleep. So I may be a bit slow at reading things or reacting to things or noticing things a bit more than usual. It's just a result of that, basically. I'm starting to feel a bit groggy and stuff now, so never mind. One thing after another with me, isn't it? First I break my fingers and now I've not been sleeping proper. Brr. Life.
Anomaly found.
Okay, we're going to ignore it because, you know, we're going to go back around and do all the anomalies, which I haven't got too many of by the looks of. So it looks like our starting position is far from secure, but we have plenty. The upside to that is we have plenty of directions to expand in the future. It's not terrible. Just opens more options. So your next jump is to occupy this system, which is great. Or is it building in this system? Because there's resources we can exploit here. It's building in that system first. That's fair enough. I think I might. What's this? Comet sighted. That's an event we always get. In fact, every Paradox game. I think, as far as I'm aware, to be fair, I've only really played this and Crusader Kings 2. Excuse me, a comet sighted comet sighting event. There we go. Ugh. You can tell I'm not in a good state. Right, let's continue. A thing I've noticed, and because this is my second attempt at this playthrough, a thing I have actually noticed is that archaeological sites are much rarer on the most recent updates than they were previously. My last attempt at this, I had at least 4 or 5 in my immediate territory. There's tons of them. Most of them just minor projects where you didn't get all that much out of them, but 1 or 2 of them were quite big things. I think I had the is it Rubricator event, which is a long, fairly long story event, which ends quite. Well, it doesn't end. It gets to a point of stalemate for a long time, and yeah, it takes a long time for you to get to a point where you can officially call it ended. Then I had the Grand Herald event, which is fantastic for early game, provided you know how to use the gift that you get from it properly. That's why I'm not so bothered about the last game being corrupted. Oh, corrupted, did it? I accidentally deleted it, didn't I? I don't know. Yes, I accidentally deleted the recordings, I think. I can't remember. It was a while ago. Anyway. Well, some volatile motes are here. We must have previously discovered them because I didn't pop up saying anything about it. Also, another thing I've learned since my last playthrough is how your more rare resources or special resources, I don't know what they're called in this, how to properly use the planets to get them. Not properly, but...
System reconnaissance completed.
It doesn't say what they're even called here. These things up here. Oh cool, I didn't know you could actually extend that. That's pretty good. Close anyway. Yeah, I've never really got to the point where I was managing them on planets before. Not as much anyways. It's much harder to do on a smaller empire. You have less access to them. You have to end up using other resources to purchase them from other empires or...
Taking evasive action.
Oh, really? What have we got in here? Encounter in the Zephyr system. Okay, evade. We have encountered some form of alien vessels in the Zephyr system. These strange objects have been flagged as alpha aliens until we... Yeah, okay, so we have to study them. Okay. Contact report. Enigmatic spacefarers. News of the alien ships humming through the ether have made it have reached Farah in many ways, ending the first chapter in the book of the Mitran Empire's bid for a stellar empire. Right, I reckon mining drones, and I don't know why I'm thinking mining drones. Oh, I didn't get time to have a look. Right, so that's this system outbounds. At least we got to this system. Well, we're going to get to that system, which means we can create a choke point here. This system doesn't outwardly link to anything, so I'm alright leaving it unoccupied for now. Whatever's in this system, I doubt my fleet will be able to take it on. 905. Maybe at some point. Let's focus on what we're doing first. Currently constructing our starbase here. Good, 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 good. Oh, we've got some planets here that we could potentially use. We've got an alpine world and a continental world, size 20 and 15 respectively. Only 5% habitability on both, so I can't use them. Joy. Never mind. Oh, I've got the game paused, didn't realise that. My bad.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Nice. Okay, so we've completed a bit of research. Let's have a look here. What was it? Can't even remember. Right. Okay. Credits from technicians go up. Okay. Fusion reactors. What is your speciality, FYI? Computers. That is very much unfortunate. Or blue lasers. So 2525 or 2000. It's going to have to be there. Credits. Energy credits from technicians plus 20%. Okay, dokie. A new faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscape of the Mitran Empire. Led by Empress Faustia Aurelius. Okay. They call themselves the Strength Through Unity Initiative. Their members have been pushing hard for an extreme centralization of political and military power. A distinguished faction will be a source of a disgruntled faction will be a source of trouble, but one that approves of the government's actions could prove useful. Oh, we've got a second faction. A new faction has been gaining traction in the internal political landscape of the Mitran Empire, led by scientist Quintus Augunius. Is that how you say that? Augunius? They call themselves the Mitran Preservation Vanguard. Their members seek to assert the primacy of Mitran species by curtailing the rights of aliens if necessary. Okay, so basically we've got a group that wants extreme centralization. They're imperialist, I suppose you could call them, and a group that wants the Mitran to be a dominant species within our empire and possibly outside it as well. So it says it's Quintus. I believe it was a scientist aboard the Hyginus. That's what we're going to call it. Yes, it was Quintus Augunius. Augunius, a great family of scientists. Anyway, let's continue on. We've occupied that system, that's good news. We're going to do a bit of an occupation spree before we end up developing the infrastructure, I think. It would be wise. Our science ship has nearly completed its initial round of exploration. What are we doing on influence? How are we doing on influence, not what? Ooh, okay. Our influence needs to expand. I don't think we have enough to actually occupy the next system along after this one's been done. Yay, 'tis a shame, but we'll sort it. There are no issues on our homeworld at the moment. Like I said, I want eventually to convert our homeworld into
found.
a specialised planet. But it will take some time before we get to actually a balance where we can specialise planets. So we ignore that for now. Apparently, the less amount of entryways into your empire you have, the better your empire cohesion is, and that adversely affects your sprawl as well. Which, I believe this one's our empire sprawl. Yeah, here you go. So from 10 districts we get plus 10. 8 systems, 1 colony. Didn't say anything about coherence there though. Alright, so that has been built. We can now occupy the next system along. Or we cannot. We cannot indeed. So we shall request this to be constructed, and the mines here to also be constructed, as well as the mines there. That's where we discovered volatile mods originally as well. Excuse me, I do apologise. Do I have a servant species? Yes. Wisari are a servant species. That's good news. See, they're actually being used as servants. That's good. Good to see. Just means that if we expand our districts, then the Wisari will work it straight away. But for the time being, we may as well just, you know, expand our population a bit. Hopefully no Mitrons peoples are unemployed. That's the goal. Alright, let's tell you to come back down here and build the mines there. Can we build this yet? No. What do we need? Missing 40. How much does it cost us? That's going to be another... Wow, okay. Yeah, it's going to be another 10 months. Expansion apparently cost us 80. Did not realise it was that expensive. Oh, crikey. I realise a lot of this early game is played from this perspective, isn't it? Let's have a look at what our ships are doing, shall we? Nearly finished this system. It's got that planet to scan. Or then 2 to scan. That planet and its moon. There we go.
Special project complete.
There we are. What's this? Ancient mining drones. And we definitely have read this before. Reports of deep space drones in certain systems have been investigated. The drones appear to be workers and custodians of an autonomous orbital mining operation established a millennia ago, and then soon abandoned by all but the drones themselves. It's really hard to read when it's a big chunky paragraph like this. Judging by the state of the processing equipment, okay, so abandoned by all but the drones themselves, judging by the state of their processing equipment. The purpose is obvious enough: mining. But who is they tasked? Who is that tasked them is not immediately apparent. What is obvious is that no shipment of minerals has been retrieved from the system in hundreds, if not thousands, of years. They may only be old drones, but they should be kept under our watch by the Mitran Empire. Okay. Establish a listening post on Farah.
New sitrep.
Okay, so was establishing a listening post to listen to the mining drone's activity? Okay, I mean, if that's what you want to do, guys.
Recon pass completed.
What is the option to actually say? Oh, that's a habitable world. Oh, it's there now. I'm having real trouble using my mouse with this bloody bandage and friggin' what are they called? Can't remember. They're like little Velcro loop things that are strapping some of my fingers together. It's real hard to use a mouse with them on. I'm sounding like a right miserable bugger, aren't I? There we go. Never mind. We need to invest in alloys. I believe it might be wise for us to invest in our fleet. Simply so. Oh, we got a Woodwick colonizer. Simply so we can take them out and occupy that system. Hello, we may have found something. We found our first archaeological site. Nice, 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 nice. I'm doing an old private playthrough, and there was a time when I thought that was disabled, that bit of DLC. So the 905, I'm going to have to build quite the fleet to actually be able to deal with them. So let's customize a ship brand to. I should tell you what. Best thing to do is actually scout them out first. So I'm going to do that. Scout them out. I'll have a look at what kind of things they use, which would be the quickest way to get to them.
System reconnaissance completed.
Nice. Okay, leave it for now. I will send you down here first, and we'll send you the way the science ship went, because we know the immediate area within is safe. No, yeah. So we'll send them there. You're on your last job now. We definitely have to push up that way sooner rather than later. Like I said, once we take this, there's no one coming from this direction. No one's going to come from this direction. This direction. So it's basically a race to this system here. Resource wise, these aren't the best systems, but you know, take what we can get. This one's alright for mining, I suppose. Do you know what? Let's just tell this
Anomaly
guy.
found.
Oh, that was quick. I was trying to do something then, you know. Move here. You can... Yeah, you're not finishing your current construction. Good. Right, I want you to build this now. I want to occupy before anything else. Fleet is inbound. We're going to wait until obviously after we've finished the observation before we actually end up attacking them. Excuse me. And also we need to see what kind of things we need to outfit our fleet with and how best to take the enemy ships on. If I'm not mistaken, they don't have shields, so our best bet is to focus mainly on lasers and shields ourselves. So focus on heavy shields because they have lasers. Armour they will chew through. So yeah, we'll soon find out. That fleet is our scouting fleet. Is about to travel up towards them.
Recon pass completed.
Literally. Our recon pass of this system is completed. We get to have a look at them. They have no shields, they only have armour. As for weapons, they're better thrusters than us, they're better power plants than us. They have 2 small mining lasers per unit. It doesn't say anything about their defences though. We know they're quite well powered. Oh yeah, it does down here. Yeah, they're on basic armour. Okay. So hull 200, armour 431, shields none, speed 210. So we need to beat. We need to be able to destroy them. Okay. Close that. Fleet. Go here and return to the capital. We know what kind of thing we need to deal with now. You've finished your orders completely at this point, haven't you? Yes, you have. Okay, so let's have a look around in the systems we have surveyed for anomalies, like this one over here. Let's research them, please. Let's keep going round and down and round and down. There's this system here that is quite a high level anomaly though, so we might leave that for the moment. And we'll go straight for this one here. Research that one. We'll get you last, I think. Go for this one here. Yeah, you're a tough one as well. I'll go for this one up here. This one. And we'll finally do you and you. So you've got a bit of a trek. In the meantime, we're going to go on ship designers. We're going to grab well, first of all,
complete.
we're going to take that off. We're going to grab this design, get rid of those two and replace them with shear lasers. Need to do as much armor damage as possible. We haven't got anything better here, or here, or here, or here, or here. So it looks like this is our default setup. I'm wondering if we put this in the slot here, this is an extra 20 to play with. Can we then replace our armor with shield technology? Yes, we can. It's a little bit of a risk doing that because as soon as they get through the shields, they're going to hit our hull. The idea is that pretty cool looking ship. Our shields are going to, you know, they're going to get less of a debuff. So what should we call this? Let's call it AM. The AMD, as in the graphics card. I can't type with tipped fingers either. The AMD gunship Mark 1. The AMD standing for anti-mining drone. There we go. So we've got a new class of ship, the AMD gunship Mark 1. Done. We're going to upgrade our current fleet into these AMDs. There you go. Excuse me. Burping. Occupy that system, please.
Ship's refitted.
Cool. Oh, hello, hello. Life Electric. I do believe we've read this a few times, but Science Officer Quintus reports that WO-83 is covered pole to pole in a web-like network of electric impulses. These networks respond to external stimulation. The MEC Hygienius experimented with sending a low voltage pulse onto the surface, resulting in a wave of illumination that rippled through the network like a circuit board. Even more remarkable was the webs rearranged themselves. The webs rearranged themselves. A secondary pulse revealed the illuminations. Oh, sorry, what? Yeah, the luminance had organized into a new pattern centered around where the previous pulse had connected. had contacted the surface of WO-83. Quintus concluded that the discovery has confirmed his long-held theory that life can exist almost purely as electrical impulses, independent of cellular or vital structure. Interesting. That is quite interesting, actually. Skill level Quintus increased by 1. Nice. What's this? Cool. Cool. To keep focusing on our goal to capture this system up here solely for this. Crushed starship. Apparently that's the archaeological dig we're going for. A crushed starship. And to that end, it may be worth creating a second science ship. Abandoned thrusting. Okay. In the center of a particularly large crater on WX12-26367 lies a cluster of metal shapes. Doubtlessly of alien origin. Well, of course, we didn't put them there, did we? Science Officer Quintus is convinced that they are massive planetoid mountable propulsion devices intended to push WX12-36367 from its orbit for purposes and destinations unknown. The MEC Hygienius is on standby. Its crew ready to begin disassembly and analysis of the angled propulsion systems, with the hopes of improving our own thruster technology. Make it so. So that should give us... Oh, nice.
Science Division report success.
We just gained the iron thruster technology, which we are so gonna add to our ship designer. You there. You're gonna get a thruster upgrade. I'm going to keep you as a Mark 1 because, yeah, you have no better weapons or shields, just better thrusters. And yeah, upgrade.
Ships refitted.
Cute. That was very quick. So they should be much more agile and better fighters now. So with 3 ships we're at 110. We're going to need a lot in order to beat the mining drones here. Yeah, done with your job there. Perhaps move on to here. Perhaps not. Just build that, I suppose, while you wait. And build that one too. Let's go for a lot of spree. Let's just build up the infrastructure while we wait for our influence to return. No doubt I will end up interrupting this again at some point. Never mind. It's not got a great deal to actually do. Making plenty of discoveries now. We should see how many ships of this design we can add to our current fleet, wherever the design is. Fleet manager, there we go. How much in the way of alloys have we got? 1,100. Let's do that. We need to hire ourselves a admiral as well. Let's have a look here. Who can we hire? Oh, hello. Asteroid collision. Upon closer examination, we have discovered that a smaller asteroid consisting almost entirely of precious metals recently collided with BT-89-. Is that one or a T? I think it's a T. This small but dense cache of minerals was hidden just beneath the asteroid's surface, but now that it has been discovered, it should be accessible to mining. So we get a +3 mineral deposit on the asteroid. That's very nice indeed. Right. So we've got you, who is cautious, giving yours a better chance of evasion. +20%, that is quite good. You're not good. A trickster, which gives us what? Combat disengage chance, +25%. Emergency FBL damage, -15. I think I prefer cautious. So we're going to hire Admiral Fausta Alias.
Science Division report success.
Very close name to our Empress. Fausta Alias is now in charge of the First Fleet. Wrong thing to click. Technology. Okay, so Society, finish our research. What have you got extra? So we've got pop growth speed, not particularly interested in. Building of hyper... Maybe. Farmers, yeah. I think we'll go for this. Hydroponics. What did we just research though? That's the question. Unity gain and additional, yeah, campaigns, right. Here's our homeworld doing. Still no change, nothing really to report there. Build that quick. So I'm going to add this to the queue. Where was our ship when it discovered the asteroid? Going to add that to the queue. There we go. I think we'll move our fleet to this system here. So we have a world here that should be colonizable to us. There we go. Desert world of 80%. It's only size 14 though. There's a tundra world in the same system, size 23. So many good planets that we can't use. And there's no special resources on this planet. It seems it's not very good. Be good for cities, I suppose, but that's about it. It's not really a good planet to have as our first colony. We're going to get a new, here we go, the Yurt listening post. Aha. We have discovered several massive listening arrays on Hugarin 6, sorry. These arrays are millions of years old, and are believed. It is believed they were originally built by the Yurt, though it appears at least one other alien civilizations repurposed them at some point in the last 500,000 years for their own needs. The colossal receiving dishes are beyond repair, but some terminals are still intact. Very
New sitrep.
interesting indeed. So we've discovered a bit more on the Yurt there. So let's
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
open this and we shall track that on map. Meanwhile, we shall have a look over here. Technology. Physics again, nice. Here into computing. Aha, we can get more on computing. Or we could get research B plus 5%. Administrative AI, I'm afraid it's you. There you go. What did we unlock? Yeah. More monetary income. That's always good. And shall we see if we can do this yet? We cannot, so we shall simply add this to the queue. Got a lot of energy income around here. Really tempted to build another ally foundry, but I know it's gonna hurt. I'm only getting 29 minerals per month, so I don't want to add another ally foundry just to take that away. Oh, we can totally just pause here a second. Occupy this system now. Let's do that before you start working on anything else. Excuse me. Alien mural. So let me. I just finished doing the funky thing that they're doing at the minute. While conducting surface scans of Quinnus 2, Science Officer Quintus and the crew of the MEC Hygienius discovered what appears to be an artificially carved slab of rock covered in alien writings. They have not detected any other signs of alien activity on the planet, and exactly how this mural came to be here is a mystery. We have prepared a special project to translate the text. Okay, fascinating. So let's add you to the observation queue. I'll do that one. Have we added the project? Let's add that anyway. Throw that one in there. Meanwhile, I should think about constructing another science ship and hiring another scientist for the archaeological project in the Quinnus. Quinnus? I'll call it Quinnus.
Construction complete.
Sometimes words that begin with a Q of the Q sounds. The Q makes all sorts of different sounds in all sorts of different languages. So I'm not going to get too hooked up on how to pronounce that. Could be Keenus. Could be Canis. Silicon life forms. Some kind of burrowing silicon-based life form inhabits a vast network of tunnels beneath the surface, beneath the barren surface of Bayon Dozal 1. As best as we can tell, the creatures feed off rocks, and there is evidence to suggest that they possess a rudimentary form of intelligence. The tunneling efforts have suffered large amounts of has unearthed large amounts of valuable minerals to the surface. That's interesting. More minerals for the taking. How are we doing on influence? Slowly getting there. Considering this is our last major expansion for now, until we have taken out the mining drones, of course, we should be good. I mean, that's if we can take them out. Still much more powerful than I am, even with my fleet at its current. Yeah, I don't know if this fleet's going to be able to take them on yet, but it shouldn't be too long. we got the better thrusters, so our ships should be adequate at evading as well. We should be similar speeds to the drones as well, so I think it's all going to end up coming down to simply avoiding blows and hitting them with our numbers. So we should have more vessels than they have, but if I'm remembering rightly, the mining drone lasers are more powerful than red lasers, which is what I'm currently wielding against them. Still can't afford an outpost here.
Special project complete.
Mining drones work ethic. Oh, good grief. The drones are remarkably efficient at squeezing every diminishing return from rocks. Margin miners would have soon discarded. Deemed okay, so we can either go for easy prey, drone destroyer modifier added, giving the following effects: damage to ancient mining drones plus 33%. We're going to go for that because we want to destroy them, and that should really help our ships take them on. Should really count. Okay, do we go for it? I think I might see if I can afford any more corvettes, and then we will attack. So how much in the way of allies have we got? $280. We can afford another 2. It's up to 15. I think I'll leave it at that. Let them build. Oh, come on. How much do you cost? Oh no, yeah. Should have thought of that. Can't occupy it because we're low on alloys. Of course we are. Damn it. We need 100 alloys.
Science Division report success.
If we finish researching now, I kind of hope it isn't something that we add to our ships because we don't have the alloys for it. This is weapons-based technology. Won't mind that. Aha, it's engineering. Finally finished that mining program. We can get better armour, it's not going to be much use. Better hull strength. I think we'll go for the better hull strength, and no, I was going to say maybe hold off until we got that before we attack the mine drones, but no. Simply put, it's going to take too long. There we go. Our final occupation here.
Construction complete.
There we go. Our final corvette is on its way to the fleet. I'm thinking of naming the fleet after an important action, and their major action is going to be Liberators of Zaffa, or Scourge of the joking. Scourge of Zaffa. I've probably spelled Scourge wrong. It's one of those words, it doesn't look right. Hang on, let's do this. How do you spell Scourge?
Scourge is spelled S-C-O-U-R-G-E.
There you go. I got it almost right. S-C-O-U-R-G. Scourge of Zaffa. That's the name of the first fleet. Classes 1, Scourge of Zaffa. Quite like that. It's growing on me. We just need to wait for reinforcements to show up, and we shall end this part by attacking said mining drones, because it's actually been 1 hour and 5 minutes. Longer than I thought, to be honest. I seem to be getting a bit of a second wind as well. By that I mean, you know, energy, not parts. Like that, yeah. Oh my god, I'm such a child. Right, okay, what's this? The Yurt colony we have discovered now. Okay, the ruins of several dozen massive yurt archaeologies can be found in the southern hemisphere of an Almaic free, indicating that this planet was one of the major colonies. Inside one of the crumbling buildings, our ground team discovered the remains of what appears to be a museum exhibiting famous alien. Sorry, stitched my face. Famous alien frauds. Does it say frauds? There are various artifacts collected by Yurt from throughout the Empire, claimed to prove the existence of sapient alien life. In each case, the museum has debunked the artifacts as frauds.
New sitrep.
Okay, so basically they've set up a bit of the... It's quite confusing. They set up part of their museum simply to show fraudulent artifacts? Is that what that meant? Because that was a bit confusing. We should do further study of the museum anyway. Cool, you've finished your job. You're going to add another thing there, and you should be at 9 full strength now. Near enough full strength, 15 out of 20. We can't complain there. Right. So, my Admiral Fausta, are you ready for your first bit of military action? I'm nervous. I'm genuinely quite nervous. Their fleet is much more powerful than ours, but oh they... Yeah, they have much better ships. Deep breaths. Let's go for it. We may lose this, to be honest.
Fleet action underway.
Alright, this is just messy. I don't know what the hell's going on. It looks like we're gaining the upper hand very slowly though. Yeah, we are very, very slowly gaining the upper hand here. And where we was. Oh no! Our bar's filling up fairly quick now. We're doing a lot of hull damage, but some of our ships have fled. Oh no, it's back in their favour. Let's just have a look at their fleet strength. Ooh, we've taken them down a peg or two, haven't we? Yeah, let's carry on. We are hurting them. The fight is incredibly even considering. I might actually... Oh no, no. Just as I was about to say, we might actually win this. It really shot in their favour. We could just destroy... Oh, it's because the starbase has got involved. They only have one drone left. Aha! Ladies and gentlemen, we may have just won our first combat. This station is defenceless, I assume, so... We've done it. Ladies and gents, we've won. We actually won the fight. That's amazing. There we go. So in the fight we lost 7 corvettes. Wow. It's a bit of a kick in the balls, isn't it? But on the other hand, we destroyed 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15 of the enemies. Things. Alright, so I class that as a fairly decent victory. In the meantime, we're going to send our science ship to stop it. I'm trying to send our science ship to research the projects and then survey that system. But we're going to leave it there until next time. Thank you guys for watching. That was quite an interesting end to the campaign there. So join me again next time for some more Stellaris as a Mitron Empire, and we will continue expanding and hopefully encounter some other empires. See you then, thanks for watching.